Hello and welcome back to South Coast Busways, where we're where it all began, at the Newport garage on the Isle of Wight with Southern Vectis. And, well, I don't know if you can tell, but my god is it smooth. This is delightful. Start things going. It is 1 AM, but when was the last time we had frame rates like this on either series? Well, if you've been keeping up with the posts I've been making in the community page, you'll know there's been a bit of drama going on with my new PC, where it was not working, and then it was working, and then I thought I lost all of my CBM data. Turns out I didn't, because the Steam Cloud is the best thing ever. So yeah, I'm now using the much vaunted new PC. This is a significant improvement over what I had, so before we get going, let's just have a look at the overnight services running in Southampton, and I'll take you through the specs of the new system. So, we are looking at a massive jump. My old system had an Intel Core i7 4790 non-K. That was a quad core running at 3.6 GHz. It could boost to about 3.8, which I thought was decent. Apparently not. It was coupled to 16 gigs of 1333 megatransfer DDR3 RAM, which again I thought was decent. Apparently not for CBM at least. The storage solution was a mess, but broadly fine. I had a 256 gig boot SSD, a 2TB hard drive, and another 1TB hard drive. The storage system is unchanged at the moment with the new PC, although I have an additional 256 gig SSD to go in it, and I think there might be another one coming, and I'm going to put them in like a RAID 0. So yeah, that'll be nice. And then for graphics I had a 980 Ti, which, to be fair, the one part of the system that was actually fine. And also the part of the system that got the smallest upgrade. So I've gone from that to the new system, which is a AMD Ryzen 5 5600, which is 6 cores running at 4.4 GHz, coupled to 16 gigs of DDR4 running at 2166 MHz, mega transfers per second. We're using that for RAM now, not megahertz. The storage solution is the same, 256 gig SSD and 2 hard drives. And then for graphics I've gone to a 1080. So that's fun. And yeah, as you can see, hitches every now and then, but it's a world apart from where we were before. Oh, of course, I'd forgotten something that I did last episode because so much has happened with the new PC. I was like, oh, for the plan today we might do some more 24-hour stuff in Bournemouth, and I was going to make the 1 and 2 run all night. No, we already have that. It's called the N1, so that's fine. We are going to be doing some 24-hour stuff in Bournemouth, but not with the N1. In fact, today is going to be a big focus on 24-hour stuff. So, 24-hour stuff. Well, if we look at Portsmouth, we've got 24-hour service on, is that the 4? Yeah, 24-hour stuff on the 4. We have 24-hour stuff on the 1A and 1C. There's not much 24-hour stuff happening on the network right now. So today's going to be sort of a big timetable shake-up. So that we can have a bit of a map tour. So we're going to be doing something in every... I think we're going to be doing something in every operation, I think. So... let's start this at our newest operation, which is Jurassic Coast. Jurassic County. And I'm going to go over to the 3. And I'm going to edit its timetable. So these core outbound services that run every hour are going to run, or we're going to have an overnight layer that runs every hour as well, from 2300 to low 500, and only runs as far as Ferndown. Let's untick that. Right, copy, paste, paste. So yeah, these last outbounds, they only run as far as Ferndown, don't they? Yeah, they do. So I'm going to delete the last outbound. So you can go, and you can go. Core outbound, copy that. Sunday inbound, boink. Monday, Saturday, or Monday, Friday, overnight outbound. And we'll get rid of everything beyond Ferndown Town Centre. There we go. Nope, we want to copy these so that we get the timing points in. And then we want to get rid of everything. So I want Ferndown Town Centre. There we go. So yeah, this is gonna be a late upload, I'm aware. Because the PC threw up yet another challenge. It loves doing that. But it's fine, we take everything in our stride. And yeah, basically I hadn't got virtual RAM set up because I've still only got the 16 gigs. And so yeah, because I've still only got I've only got the 16 gigs still. Where am I going with this? I don't know. Yeah, because I've still only got 16 gigs. I need to cannibalize some of my hard drive to get just over the line, basically. When it comes to what these larger saves need. It's only got 16 gigs because there's a problem either with the RAM stick that we used or something on the motherboard. I don't know. It sounds like something on the motherboard, but it could equally be a RAM thing. So I'm just dealing with it because that's what you do. And I'm working out. Okay, midnight 03 until. Cool. So we'll take the inbound, copy that, paste that, and that's going to be midnight 03. So Tuesday to Saturday, or Tuesday to Saturday, every hour from midnight 03 until 5:03. There we go. This is going to be Monday to Friday overnight inbound. Right. There we go. Then I want the Saturday services for overnight, which are going to start at the same time and finish later. So Sunday's first bus is at 6:30, so we want midnight until 6 So copy that, paste that, then this is going to be 23 until 6. Saturday overnight outbound. Copy that. Check the Sunday inbound timetable. We're looking at 6:03. So again, midnight 03 to 6:03. And that's going to therefore happen on Sunday morning. So that's going to be Saturday overnight inbound. Midnight 03 until 6:03. Paste that, scroll down to Verwood, and bring that to Ferndown, like that. So now we should have our overnight services all set up. So we go over. Interesting. Oh no, that's fine. Timetable preview. Sunday. Yeah, that makes sense. So now what I want to find out is when does service finish? It finishes at 21:30 from Bournemouth. So 2200 until 0500. So let's copy that, put a new timetable here, paste it. This is going to be 22 until 05. Running on Sunday nights. Sunday overnight inbound. That's outbound. Well spotted. Then if I go over to Sunday, the last outbound from Verwood is at 2200. And it gets to Ferndown Town Centre at 22:33, so we want 23:03 until 5:03. So we'll do that, and then we're going with 23:03 until 05:03. Like that, and that's going to be Sunday overnight inbound. Just like that. So, that is the 3 ready to go for 24-hour service. So let's go back here and let's have a look at the 3. There we go. There's the 3. Ah, there we go. Oh, this is so much more responsive than it used to be. Like, even when it's trying to autosave. Remember how annoying autosaves were, like, last week? Yeah, this is the 3. So, runs out of Bournemouth, runs up through the station, up this way, I can't remember what he is called, up through Parley, cross West Parley, up through Ferndown, Westmoors, 3-legged cross, and terminates at Burwood. Overnight, it's just going to run to Ferndown. So all of this is lacking in night bus, but this bit gets a night bus. So that's our new service on the 3. Now, what is Solent Red's new night bus going to be? Well, I don't know. I'm thinking, let's see what we have in the way of Solent Red. This is where having the colours comes in handy. Do we do 24-hour service on the 1X, which is the faster timetable for the 1 that skips these stops. We might do. Or do we do something a little bit different? Like, where's the red 2? Southampton Eastleigh. That's a good candidate. What about the 3? Chandler's Ford? I don't know, probably not. The 30 already runs all night. That 4 to Hedge End? Maybe. The 5 already runs all night. The 6? Definitely not. The 7? Definitely not. The 8? Maybe if it went as far as Totton. Or like West Totton, like somewhere out here. Like if it went to the edge of West Totton at this stop that's currently called Goodies, that really should be changed to something that you would expect a bus stop to be called. There's also the 9 out to Swanwick, which is a potential idea. The 10 already runs all night, so Hedge End already gets a night bus, so yeah, maybe not the 4. The 11, maybe. Definitely not the 12. Not the 13. The 14 is a shout, actually, because that's a nice little town centre sort of, or city centre type route. Then there's the 19, definitely not. What else do we have? The 30, that already runs all night. So I think I'm going to start 24-hour service on the... I'm not sure. I don't think the 14 is where I want it to be. Let's do it with the 9. Where is the 9? There's the 9. So. Oh, this is daytime and evening rather than core and extra. Wait, it runs every half hour. Let's look at the timetable. So 5:35 from Southampton. 5:05 from Swanwick. $22.15 until 4:45? Or 22:45 until 4:45. I like that. So Monday to Friday. Monday to Friday. Overnight outbound. Every hour from 22. That's 12. 22:45 until 04:45. Then we want from Swanwick. Let's see, that gets in at 22:41. Oh, I've been doing this wrong. So let's start this an hour later just to see. Evening outbound, 23:25, 23:45. Yeah, that's fine. And when is the first bus from there? 5:35. I was going to say let's just add it to the... Yeah, you know what? Let's just add it to the evening timetable. Why not? So 5:35, so we'll do it until 05:15. And we will do... No, we won't. We will do it until 4:45. Then the evening we will do until 4:55. Like that. Perfect. So then I just need to add any extra buses that we need to fill the gap to Sunday. So we need a 5:35. And on the inbound, a 5:15 would be nice, but not really necessary. So I just need one extra bus to make up the last, or like a Sunday extra outbound run to bridge the gap between 4:55 and 6:05, which will of course be at 5:35. If I copy this, new timetable, paste, Sunday morning only, Sunday morning extra outbound, and this is going to be at 05:35. And then we'll make this timetable. Oh, actually that's something. Yeah, we actually can't do that like that. Right, I'm going to disappear into a jump cut, get this finished, because this is a bit more complicated than I thought it was going to be. Right, so the timetable for the 9 overnight is now done, and it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be when I did the jump cut. But anywho, that's a nice little jump cut for the video to curtail its length a little bit. So, that is the 9 ready to go for overnight services. The next one I'm going to do is the 100. This route, the Solent Limited stop service from Southampton to Portsmouth, via that way, via Bitton, Swanwick, Fareham, and this area, Cosham. There we go. I got there in the end. So let's edit timetable. Oh, this is actually a very simple one. Wow. Okay. So let's copy timetable. We'll do it from 23:30 until 04:30. So 23:30 until 04:30. Monday to Saturday. This is going to be Monday, Saturday, overnight, outbound. And then we're going to do 23:45. So let's go there. 23. We'll go to midnight. 23:45 until 04:45. And this is going to be Monday, Saturday, overnight, inbound. Interesting that starts a fair bit later. Yeah, so we're not going to have an extra Sunday one, but Sunday's overnight is going to run from 22:45 until 3:45? That feels really weird. Right, okay, 22:45 until 3:45. That's very weird. And this is going to be Sunday overnight outbound. And then the inbound is going to be 22 or 2300 until 0400. This is weird. This timetable, I think it needs a rework. So that's 2300 until 0400. Like that. Sunday overnight inbound. There we go. Confirm that. There is the overnight service on the 100. And then in Solent Blue land, pause the game. I'm going to put overnight service on the... What are they numbered now? Oh, they're still in the... Okay. Not the 215, the 220. Yes. So I'm going to do overnight service on the 220. So I'm going to... let's cut this back by an hour. And bring it forward by an hour as well. And we'll do the same on Sunday. There we go. So, copy that. And the eastbound. So, Monday to Saturday overnight eastbound is going to run from 23:38 until 05:08 every half hour. 23:38 until 5:08. I did this the wrong way around, of course I did. Well done me. 23:38 until 05:08. Then the westbound is going to run from 23:52 until 05:22. So that is going to be 23:52 until 05:22. Every half hour. Then on Sunday it's going to run from 22:30 until... No. Oh, that's annoying. Because that would, if we run it until 5:30, that would mean only 8 minutes. Well, this is going to be Monday to Saturday overnight westbound. Let's make it 22:45 until 5:15. Yep. So, 22:45 until, I guess we're running at half hourly, 5:15. That's going to be Sunday's timetable. Sunday overnight eastbound. And then the westbound is going to be 22:30 until 5:30. I will tolerate the 12-minute gap. That's going to be 22:30 until 05:30. the following Monday. Sunday, overnight. Westbound. There we go. So that's that. That's very nice. Just checking that everything's working fine. I'm going to turn CBM down just a little bit. 7 decibels should be plenty. There we go. Because I realise sometimes the music in this game gets fairly loud. But that is overnight service set up on the 220. Next is to look at Portsmouth, and do we have anything we want to be running all night in Portsmouth? Let's have a look. We have the 2, which doesn't run all night, but the 4 does. The 3 is a good candidate. The 4 already runs all night. The 5 could run all night as far as Cosham. Yeah, let's do that. Edit timetable. The 5. So, last outbound, 23:48, and the first one is 5:03. Well, I'm going to cut it back by half an hour until 23:18. Copy that. So we want 23:48 until 4:48. But only as far as Cosham. Like that. 23:48 until 4:48. That's going to be Monday to Saturday overnight outbound. Then inbound we want 22:48 until not 22:48, 23:18 until 4:48. But starting... Oh, not that. Not quite that, though. Let's set this to run never. And look at when that first bus from Waterlooville gets into Cosham. 5:38, so 5:08. So that's going to be... Checking it again. I need to check last bus as well. I'm good at this. Where is Cosham? There it is. Last outbound is 23:08, so 23:38 until 5:08. Or move this back by 15 minutes, which would make it 33. And then it can be 23:08 until 5:18. Or it's going to be 23:08. And it's going to be until 5:08. There you go. There we go. Monday to Saturday overnight inbound from Cosham. Like that. Let's set this to run every hour. Just like that run. And we'll see what that timetable says it will do. So this gets in to Cosham. Oh, we actually want it to start at 2348. I'm good at this. Yep, there we go. That's better. Yeah, so the midnight 24 arrival will go on to do the 108 departure. That's plenty of time. Perfect. Then I want Sunday, which will run from 2303 until 403. So we want 2303 until 0403. Sunday overnight outbound. Then let's look at the inbound. On a Sunday, the last one on a Sunday is the 2103 from Waterlooville, or the 2123 from Cosham. 2123 is the last one from Cosham, and the first one from Cosham again is 553. So if we ran it from 2223 until 523, I think that would be quite good. So we'll copy that. And we want 2223 until 523. Like that. Then Sunday overnight outbound. Not overnight outbound, inbound. There we go. So now if I look at Sunday, I need to get rid of the stops between Waterlooville and Cosham. And I need to do the same thing over here. And do I need to do anything over here as well? Nope. And nope. And nothing over here. So on a Sunday, what does this look like? Let's take this 2303, gets into Cosham at 2339, and it will do the midnight 23. That's lots of time. So that is the 5 ready to go for overnight service. And that leaves one operation, and that is the Isle of Wight. And the route we're going to be doing on the Isle of Wight is going to be the N64. And you might be thinking, what? Especially if you don't remember the early episodes of the series. Well, if you don't remember the early episodes of the series, maybe that number makes total sense. But to explain it, I'm going to show you the 1 and the 3. So on the Isle of Wight, we have the route 1, which runs from Cowes down to Newport. And we also have the N3, which runs from Newport out to Ryde. And they have an overnight service called the N13, because it merges the 1 and the 3. We also have on the Isle of Wight the where is it? The 2, which runs from East Cowes to Newport, and the 5, which runs from Newport to Freshwater. And their night bus is the N25, which runs from East Cowes to Freshwater. So the night buses on the island merge 2 routes together and take on both of those numbers. That's the idea. So let's go over to the N13. Oh, that's a very easy hex code. New route, own bus route, and the N64 is going to follow the 6 down to Ventnor, and then the 4 up to Newport. So, this is going to be, starting off, superscript, N, unsuperscript, N64, ride to Newport. There we go. So, post me if you don't mind, and if I can remember where the 6 goes, because it's been a while. And what a monster the N64 truly is. 46.7 miles return journey. The game says it'll take 3 hours. Spoiler alert, it won't. Because I'll be able to take a lot of time out of this route. So I'll do that in a little jump cut while I make the timetable. Actually, why has OBS popped up? Why has OBS popped up? Why is OBS suddenly in front? Oh no, it's fine. Yeah, no. Yeah, so I'm gonna disappear into a jump cut and make timetable. It's only gonna run every not every, it's only gonna run on Friday and Saturday nights, just as the N25 does. And the timetable for the N64 is now complete from Ryde to Newport. So let's see how many buses we need to run this route. So the 2300 from Ryde, we'll do the 1 o'clock from Newport, where it'll get to Ryde at 2:25, and do the 3 o'clock. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a lot of buses, but you know, it's a long route, so that's fine. And we have 35 minutes at each end, so let's give it 30 minutes of break time. Perfect. And we'll activate that from SE now. So that is the N64. So let's go into the shift scheduler. Assign drivers automatically. And then get to assigning routes. It is from standard way that I have my problem. Oh yeah, of course it is. Like that. There we go, everyone's happy. So we won't get to see those timetable changes happen this episode, but I'm sure next week I will remember about them. But now that we have buses coming out of their garages and starting to enter service, this is where we take the performance hit, because we go from having like less than 100 buses out to having over 1,000 buses out. And, well, you know, while it's not earth-shattering, you're certainly not playing any FPSs at this sort of frame rate. You know, you're not playing Valorant at whatever frame rate this is getting, with the frame times this is getting. But for a City Bus Manager series on the CamJ, or for a City Bus Manager episode on the CamJ Kermit channel, I have to say, this is substantially better. Maybe I should stop looking at Solent Red. There's a lot going on at Solent Red. But looking down at Solent Blue, which is a part of the map that we really haven't been paying enough attention to, it's all going really, really well. And then looking up here, this is the even more neglected part of Solent Blue. We will do more with Solent Blue, but I'm working out what to do when it comes to Morse 2 stuff around here, because we don't have the BYD enviros that I really, really want. But yeah. Speaking of electrics, where are the E-Sataros? You can see them quite easily because they're Morse 2 liveried. But that's not going to stop me from missing them. So if you see one, yell at your computer screen. I'll probably be able to hear you telepathically. Or I could go to SM Shed 2 and have a look. Let's go to SM Shed 2 and have a look. You're out on... I don't know. You're going to go out on 34s. You're out on something. And you're out... or you're going out on 7s. Right, so, yeah, that's going to go out on 7s later. Then these three, so you're on 7, they're both on 7s. Good. So I'm going to head out onto the 7 and find a Sataro. And because I can, I'm going to be doing the run into St Pancras. No, the run into Southampton on this 7 at 2 times speed, just to show off how much better the game is running on the new system. Because when I say I am absolutely floored by it, I mean it. And wait until Thursday. West Scotland's going to be even crazier, because I'm sure we all remember how that was performing. So, yeah, coming into Southampton on the 7, absolutely rammed. Southampton is absolutely rammed with buses, and yet, coming into the city centre, which is crazy with buses, and we're just... everything's all in our stride, happening beautifully. So, I think, on that exceptionally positive note, when it comes to the performance of City Bus Manager on the CamJ Kerman channel, I will see you next week from the South Coast. Bye bye.